So for the single father out there, this is for you. Hey man, focus. I know you are upset and angry. I know that you feel like nobody's hearing you. You feel like, hey man, I keep going to court. I'm spending all of my money. I'm going back and forth to see my kid. My child's mother is playing games, keeping my child from me. No matter what I do and say in the courtroom, the judge is not listening. Nobody hears me. I'm about to lose my mind. I'm talking to you. Yes, single dad. Can you believe it or not? Somebody actually understands what you're saying. Somebody literally hears you. I hear you. I've been down that road. I know what you're going through. When you really want to do something to somebody, don't do it. I know you want to snap. Don't do it. You want to go up to the school and clown. The front office is acting like you don't even have a child in the school because the child's mother didn't turn the paperwork in to show that you are also on the court order. You pay child support, but every time you go to court, the first thing they do is say you're behind in child support when you know for a fact you've been paying it on time. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. This is what they're gonna do. We're gonna first see if we can catch him up in the courtroom by saying he didn't pay his child support. And if he can't prove that he's paid it, even though he has paid it, we're gonna lock him up. Then we're gonna say he's been cutting up and acting up in person. And if he can't show that he hasn't been cutting up and hasn't been cussing us out and acting crazy in front of the child, we'll put a restraining order on him. I mean, it's all kinds of games and stuff that's happening. The bottom line is something, somebody, somewhere does not want children to be raised in a two-person household. It's an attack. Men are under attack in general, and especially single dads. Do you know some court systems that literally are tied to child support? Some court systems are tied to child. Let me tell you what I mean by that. There are certain judges, their retirement plan is funded by how much child support they collect in the courtroom because the federal government will incentivize every dollar. They get an X amount of percentage added to their budget, which they then place in the judicial retirement fund so that the judges can have a retirement. So if the judge doesn't give you child support, then he or she is hurting the judicial retirement fund. So guess what you're gonna get when you get in the courtroom? It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. So I get it. It's a systematic thing. And then let's talk about these baby mamas. I'll wait a minute because you probably had about 10 things in your head. Let me tell you something, man. It's a marathon. And I'm not saying it's always the child's mother's fault. I'm only talking to the scenarios and circumstances where this is a good man trying to take care of his child and the child's mother is cutting up. So don't take it personal if it's the other way around, because there are some deadbeat men out there. I'm not talking to those lowlifes, those men who don't care about their children. The Bible calls it an infidel if you don't take care of your family. That's a whole nother topic. I'm talking about the good guy who's trying to do right by his children, but you got a personal problem with him, so you're using the children as a tool to get even with him. So I'm talking about that. You got to stop. You're hurting the child. And so, yes, man, I understand you want to lose your cool, you want to go crazy, but let me tell you something, man. If you lose your cool, right, and they put a restraining order on you, you won't see your child between 2 to the next 4 years because you can't come around them. That's the plot. You got to see what's going on. If you lose your cool and get locked up, it's a possibility you can lose your job. You lose your job, your child support gets behind. If your child support gets behind, they lock you up until you catch up with your child support. So every time you get pulled over, you risk going back to jail. And then they put it on your credit so that your creditors think that you are a deadbeat when you're not. So you got to see that the game is being played, not to mention your reputation. I understand they told the child that you're not coming, that you don't show up, but you do. I understand they told the child that you don't care. They lied on you. I get it. I understand. I understand when you go to court, they tell the judge lies on you. I understand. I understand that the lawyers cost more money than you can afford right now, and she has an attorney and you don't. I get it. Let me tell you something, man. The first thing you have to do is focus. You have to get your emotions under control, because if you don't get your emotions under control, you're going to lose everything. So put your pistol back up. You're not going to shoot anybody. You're not going to shoot yourself. You're not going to shoot your baby mama. Put all of it back up. That's the first thing, okay? Stop talking to people who cannot help you in your situations. Stop talking to your crazy cousin who's going to rile you up and get you to show up and shoot up the party. Stop. Cut it out. Cut it out. If you really care about your child like you say you do, you have to be a man. Step up. Get yourself together. You have to be prepared to lose the battle to win the war. That means you may not be able to see your child on Father's Day. So what? Father's Day is a man-made day that's created. Hear the word, man-made, a man-made day, okay? They make a lot of money commercially. So, well, actually, they don't make a lot of money because people don't really spend a lot of money on dads. Now, Mother's Day, on the other hand, well, that's another topic. We'll get to that later. But you know what I'm saying. Focus, man. Father's Day is any day you get your child. Let me tell you what I would do. Been times where I didn't get my child on Father's Day. So you know what I did? The very next time I got my child, it was Father's Day. In my family, we understand. If I don't get my child on Father's Day, the next time I get him, my mama's handing my child a Father's Day card, so he can come in the room and surprise me. And it's a Saturday or a Sunday. It could be 2 weeks after Father's Day. It could be a month after Father's Day. I still get my Father's Day gift. And my child still hands it to me. And I still hug my child and tell him thank you. See, you got to learn how to flip the game. You want to take Father's Day from me? You're going to have to work 365 days to take my Father's Day, because I'm going to get my Father's Day in. You see what I'm saying? You're going to take my birthday? If I happen to have my child on my birthday and you don't bring me my child, guess what? I'm going to have my birthday one of them 365 days. I'm going to have a birthday, I'm going to have a Father's Day, and it's going to be when I get my child. And we're going to celebrate. If I don't have my child on his birthday, or if you don't have your child on her birthday or his birthday, guess what? The birthday party is going to be on the day you get them. If they steal your Christmas, guess what? Christmas is going to be the day I get my child. So my child's going to have 2 Christmases. So my child always knew, I'm going to have 2 Christmases. Now, how to get around that Santa Claus thing, I'm going to let you work that out. You can say Santa Claus was just, in the neighborhood. I don't know how you can work that part out. But all I'm saying is my child had 2 Christmases. Yeah. You have to learn how to flip the system. Stop being so caught up in this concrete thing that people, don't let the devil play with you, man, is what I'm saying. You got me? And you take pictures and you post them and you tell everybody we had Christmas in July. That's what you say. We had Christmas in July. And you have the best Christmas you can have. You leave there happy, your child has toys, and tell the family. Had a whole family come over. Yeah, light the grill up and everything. Your Christmas was in July. What I'm telling you is, my mama always told me it's more than one way to skin a cat. I refuse to lose. You may win the battle, but I'm going to win the war. That's what you have to tell yourself. The Bible says, it's not given to the swift, but to he who endureth to the end.